Hello my Pawpaws, welcome to Little Paw ML skin review series. It's my goal to review every skin of ML and create the ultimate skin tier list for you. I have created this point system so that every skin is created in the best and most objective way possible. Today we're going to review Nana Mistbender skin, and I've made a similar in-depth review for Aldous, so if you're interested, be sure to check it out as well. In this video, we're going to talk about the in-game aspects of the skin like the skill effects, recall and voice lines. Not only that, we're also going to talk about other elements of the skin like rarity, skin uniqueness and pricing. And finally, we will talk about the grade and see how Nana and Aldous Mistbender compares and if they're equal or maybe one of them is better. First, we're going to take a look at the avatar. Both the Mistbender avatars have this special shine which we don't see often in other avatars, even the epic tier ones, apart from the general slightly floaty movement. I think it's really nice and it gives a very premium feel to the skin. Also, Nana looks beautiful here. The expression is beautifully captured, she looks fun and cute, and it emanates an aura of playfulness which I think is very fitting on Nana. You can see the points here. I've divided the points here so that plain avatars get 0 and decorated ones get 1. So that's anything that has elite or starlight or special etc written or decorated on them, they're all gonna get 1 point. I'm gonna give full points to Nana because it's a moving great avatar and maybe even better. And as I've mentioned, I'm quite satisfied with the art and look itself, so that's another 3 points. We'll take a look at the intro now. And isn't this just lovely? She's blowing the Kirin horn and summoning the spirit which ties deeply into the lore and the parallel universe that ML created for the skin series. It's genius, and what I do want to say is that in the trailer we see her with these glowing ears and tail. And it would have been perfect if they added those details in this game, in-game model, which sadly they did not. But now that I've seen that and the possibility of its existence, I truly cannot be satisfied with this. If they added those glowing trail, even just for when a passive is up for instance, it would really elevate the status of this skin to even legend tier for me. For that reason, Nana gets only 3 points for presentation and 2 points for animation details. As for the music, the criteria for 3 marks is to have an endless theme, and basically that's looped music that doesn't end. You'll notice that there are skins that have music, but they also end and the music reverts back to the default in-game track, and those are allotted 2 points, while the ones with no music gets 0. Since Nana Mistbender fulfills the criteria for endless music as long as you're in the skin frame, she gets another 3 points. We're gonna talk about the skill effects now, and for the skill 1, she throws her horn instead of her boomerang. I like the colors and this shiny trail effect, but I think it's not too much of a stretch to expect a more abstract and misty kind of effect on this skill. It's true that the colors are beautiful, but it feels like another slightly glow-up version of all the other skins of Nana, and it would have been nice to get a new concept in this skill for once. So we're gonna give 4 out of a possible maximum of 7 points. Coming to the second skill, we finally got a Molina that doesn't look like the old same Molina or Molina with antlers. So that's a huge improvement, and I'm quite happy with how the skill turned out to be. This little Kirin rolling on a ball is cute, but I also am reluctant to give full points because I think this Molina gives off kind of a circus vibe which does not fit into the story again. So we're gonna go with 5 points out of a possible 8. For the ultimate, it's not extremely unique because we've seen this style in the collector skin for instance. However, the colors are flashy and they really went all out on this one in terms of making it look extravagant, and it just looks luxurious, and I think it deserves 15 points. For points regarding basic attacks, Nana's basic attacks were let down for me. I didn't like the color at all. I don't think it fits the overall theme of the skin, but because it is a new effect, she gets 2 points. These are the new sound effects for the skin. And because they're new as well as they're good, they get 2 points. We're gonna talk about the in-game model in comparison to the lobby model. Here we're looking at small details like slight color changes or sparkle effects, or even details in designing that sometimes don't make it to the in-game model. We want our expensive skin to look good not just in the hero log, but most importantly in-game. In terms of this, I think the developers made a good job in preserving these tiny details even in-game, so we're gonna go with 5 points here as well. For the idol animation, she actually blows the horn, and that's pretty cool. I love it when we get something different from the usual floating for 1 second kind of animations, so I'm gonna give 2 points. We're looking at a recall now, and that's another +2. Let's talk about the voice lines now. I listened to everything and I really loved it. The delivery was spot on. Let's listen to some of my favorites here.
The mighty Kieran is here! I still don't know what a home is, but I know it wouldn't be the same without Aldous. Wait! Am I really the super duper legendary Kieran? Presto changeo! Nana, going home. Will you stay with Nana forever and ever, Aldous? Aldous, you're a big liar!
We're gonna go with 5 points for voice lines as well. Moving on to the other aspects of the skin, which do not have a direct impact on the in-game use of the skin, but is nevertheless important. First up, let's talk about the skin uniqueness. So we have 3 categories here. There's one of a kind, which means they're so unique and special on their own, and there's no other skins or very few skins that look like them. Secondly, we have recognizable theme, and they can be any skin, even epic and special, but they form a theme. And third, we have the category belongs to a squad. The skins are designed under a theme and thereby reduces their uniqueness greatly. Even though one can argue that Mistbenders have only 2 heroes, and I also think they're pretty unique, since they fall under squads, Nana only gets 5 points here. Another important consideration for any skin is the cost. Cheaper skins will get higher scores because expensive skins are, well, expensive. If a skin is reasonably priced and still have good effects, that will give them a huge boost in points. And believe me, there are special and elite skins with really unique designs and themes and skill effects, and I'm really excited to make videos for all of those. So if you're interested, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bells for more. Anyway, coming back to the topic, many skins do not have a fixed shop price, and it depends on luck or whether you follow my recharge guides. So what we're going to do is we're going to take an average of this amount, and that brings this skin to the range of under 3k. That's another 5 points. Coming to the last point, we're going to talk about the rarity of the skin. Here also, we're giving points on the basis of how easy it is to get them and how limited or hard they are to get. And if I'm correct, Mistbenders follow the pattern of Exorcists, which makes them very rare. I would say once a year, at least for the first year, so that's another 10 points. That brings our score to 75 out of 100. Bear in mind, this is not the final score yet. We have 0 to 5 points allotments as bonus points, and regarding this, I'm gonna give 5 points because of the lore and the story. If you watched the trailer that ML released for the Mistbenders, you know what I'm talking about. They created a whole parallel universe with new storylines and lore, featuring Nana and Aldous, of course, and it was absolutely amazing. I love how they brought these 2 completely different characters and created such a compelling and interesting story. I would love to see more of these types of skin in the future. If you haven't watched it, I would definitely recommend you to watch it. That brings our final score to 80, which is a B+. Nana scored extremely high, it's almost an A, and I would really think she deserved an A if she had the glowing ears and tail that we saw in the trailer. That would have made the skin almost legendary, and I can't stop wishing for that. And it's such a shame that Mountain chose not to include that in the playable design. All in all, I think Nana Mistbender is a solid skin. If you're a Nana main or a skin collector, it's definitely worth your diamonds to have the skin in your collection. Now for final thoughts on which Mistbender skin is better. I think Nana wins by a small margin, but the difference is nothing too substantial. We can see that Munten gave equal care and detail to both of their designs. In terms of some skill effects, I would say Nana is slightly better, especially if we compare their skill too. However, Aldous more than makes up for it in his awesome ultimate. There might have been a small gap in their points, but they both ended up in the same grade, that is B+, and I think it's a pretty neat and accurate spot for them in our tier list. That's all for this video. Feel free to disagree with my rating. If you think I should change anything, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!